Test, test, 1, 2, test, test. GoPios.com, the Carroll University Game Day Network. Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Pioneers going for their 6th straight win, going for their first ever win in women's lacrosse over Illinois Wesleyan. Thanks for joining us on GoPios.com, Carroll University's Game Day Network. Hopefully you found us okay today, switching things up on you a little bit. Pioneers come into this one at 5-1, having won 5 in their row. Their most recent win over UW Lacrosse, 18-3. 19-4 over Concordia, Wisconsin, but a couple of similar opponents for these two teams today. Illinois Wesleyan coming into this one at 6-1. They beat Aurora 9-7, and Hamline, jury's still out on that one, 9-6. Meanwhile, the Pioneers beat Aurora 17-8, and they beat Hamline 15-6. Still got to play the game today. Still got to win the game today. Would put the Pioneers at 1-0 in conference play and would put Illinois Wesleyan at 0-1. The Pioneers are going to be in their home white uniforms. Illinois Wesleyan going to have green on top, gray on the bottom. Illinois Wesleyan coming in with a little bit smaller of a roster than what we expected to see here today. Their starting lineup goes as follows. Maggie Torres, the senior out of Resurrection Prep. Bridget O'Malley, the junior out of Marist. Julia Rekowski, the sophomore out of Manuka Community High School in Minnesota. Cassandra Jones, a junior out of Conant. Sarah Gleason, sophomore out of Maine South. Landry Elliott out of Nicollet right here in Milwaukee. Hannah Foley, another senior from Conant. And Riley Rooney out of St. Charles East. Anna Peters, a senior out of Lake Ridge High School. Kelly Carlson, the defender out of Lyon Township. Brittany Madalno, a freshman out of Conant High School. And then in net, it's going to be Janae Godfrey, a senior from Portland, Oregon. Pioneers going to be going with a little bit of a different starting lineup today. No Rachel Fordham in the starting lineup. It'll be Scharf, Jelassic, Carls, Cullum, Corder, May, Anderson, Hardin, Johnson, Fanoff, Zoe Estfeld, the freshman out of Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, getting her first start today, the 5'9 midfielder. And in net, Rebecca McDaniel, the keeper for the Pioneers. We're going to have starting lineups and the national anthem here for you in a minute. Thanks for joining us on GoPios.com. They're going to say extension on Colleen Quarter. Quarter called for the foul. Free position. Now controlled by Gleason. Gleason will swing it back around. Good tip by Cullum. Cullum going for it. A little bit of a shove there by Maggie Torres. No call. Now inside. Oh, we'll get a free play. We'll get a foul. Stick in the sphere on Emily Anderson, 16. And it's going to be free play to Landry Elliott. Sarah Gleason, Landry Elliott going to start it off. The shot goes way over the net. Lost that one. Good 5 yards over the net. Still going to be controlled by the Titans. Shot clock doesn't reset. We're at 35. Gleason now got a stick to the face. No call. Elliott. Maggie Torres cutting, lost it. Went right to O'Malley. She couldn't control it. Loose ball. Somebody's got to goose that thing. Controlled and free position given to Jelasic. She can't control it. Got to slow it down. It's like in basketball. Someone starts to run before they catch it. Same in football. Drop one right over the middle because you're trying to outrun the defender. Jelasic now gets right past Maggie Torres. Pioneers into the offensive zone. Katrina Harden, no one in front of her, to the front of the cage. And they'll call shooting space. She'll get free position. Right side. 8 meters out. Trina Harden. Been lethal from that left side of the cage. If you're the keeper. She tries crossing over, can't get it. Pass controlled by Jelasic. Now it's Johnson. No one picked up Sharf. She came and got it. Wild pass. Loose ball. Tip to the front of the cage will now be controlled by Wesleyan. Shot clock resets. Pioneers doing a good job with their press here. A little bit of a forecheck. Clearing it is the keeper, Godfrey. Now trying to bring it across midfield. Carroll pokes that one. It'll stay with Wesleyan. She couldn't save it in time. Razkowski clears it. And the Titans are into the offensive zone. Titans were heavy on the right side there. One of the reasons they might have been able to convert that clear. And a lot of confusion in the middle now. Quarter passes it over. Fanoff picked it up for a second. Now it'll be Carl's. Top of the key, Cassandra Jones. Stepping up is Cullum. She has to retreat, does Jones. Maggie Torres now. Head of steam coming right down the pipe. Big save, McDaniel. Pioneers dodge a bullet there. No one picked up Maggie Torres as she came down the lane. And the Pioneers are going to have a clear attempt. Courtney Carls, a lot of speed. She didn't even have the burners on there, just able to outrun Maldonado, who now drops back to the midfield, and the Pioneers have 70 seconds to work on offense. Scharf, use a screen by May. Harden, behind the cage, GLE. She'll bring it all the way around. The shot to goal. Katrina Harden gives the Pioneers a 1-0 lead. Unassisted, number 19, Katrina Harden.
Pioneer goal scored by number 19, Katrina Harden.
Katrina Harden moves into third on the Pioneers. Gold scored on the year. She has 16. An unassisted goal there gives the Pioneers a lead. Illinois Wesleyan controlled the first draw. Pioneers with a chance to even it up here. O'Malley, a lot of contact. O'Malley hit the ground. It was her own player that knocked her over. Ball is still loose. Maggie Torres can't control it. Carl's fighting for it. Johnson fighting for it, and it'll be Pioneer ball? No. The other official comes in and overrules it. Official on the right side had it going Pioneer way. Official on the left side gave it to the Titans. Pioneer's going to have to drop back on defense. In terms of control time, Illinois Wesleyan has really had the ball most of these first 4 minutes. Pioneers with one shot on goal, one goal. Torres to the front of the cage. She'll shoot. Doesn't even need the foul. She'll score. She'll tie it up at 1-1.
scored by number 2, Maggie Torres.
Wesleyan has about 6 players on their bench, but they're making enough noise to hear it all the way up here in the booth. 1-1 game here. A quick goal off the draw there. Maggie Torres twice has come through the lane untouched. That time the Pioneers were able to get a stick on her, but it wasn't until she was at the front of the cage and even this thing up. Going to be Jelasic and O'Malley. Control goes the way of the Pioneers. Jelasic had it, poked away, and now she'll regain control. She is ahead of steam, crossing over the defender. Right side, the shot. Big save by the keeper. And now Hardin will come back down with it. Pioneers have control. Wild pass over Esfelt. Esfelt now goes and gets it again. Zoe Esfelt. Emily Anderson, she'll come into the offensive zone. She'll clear so Esfelt can go back across. And the Pioneers have 70 seconds on the shot clock to reset their offense. Zoe Esfelt. Now to Johnson. A good look for Jelasic. An even better save by Janae Godfrey. Carroll's tough defense there, not extending. Front of the cage, Jelasic, a big save by Godfrey. Are you kidding me? Right place, right time with her stick there. Pocket save. And Illinois Wesleyan's going to have a chance to clear. They do. They're into the offensive zone. Riley Rooney. Now that's Gleason below the net. She has Elliott. She'll give it to Elliott. Maggie Torres, the speedster, number 2. Cassandra Jones now. Riley Rooney again. Torres again, cutting. Front of the cage, pass goes wild. A few more inches and it'll be Pioneer ball. It was saved, and Cullum thought it was out. Cullum stopped running after it, and now the Pioneers are down as Cullum's behind the offense. Riley Rooney, she has Torres to her right. They're going to call a foul on Fanoff, I believe. We'll check that. It's hard to not knock Rooney when Rooney's about 5'2" out there. And Torres, pass inside. That's going to be Bridget O'Malley on the goal there. 2-1 lead for the Titans.
Titan goal scored by number 5, Bridget O'Malley. She was assisted by number 25, Brittany Maldonado. Pioneers up 22 for 27.
First substitution of the game for either team. Kaltenberg, the sophomore attacker, will check in. She'll drop back into the defensive zone. It's going to be another draw. Controlled by Torres. Pass ahead to Cassandra Jones. Rooney behind the cage. She has a couple players right in the front of the cage. They'll get off to Elliott. Can't control the pass. Carl's and her both going for it. Carl's comes away with it. Carl's tries to get it to Scharf. A good grab by Alyssa Scharf. Pioneers will have numbers. It's a 4-on-3 situation. Scharf crossing over to her left. Not going to hand it off to Jenna May. She'll take it below the cage. And Scharf will set up the offense. Good move by Alyssa Scharf there, not to force anything. Pioneers have not had many offensive opportunities, but they've been able to work for good looks on the few that they have. Jelasic has had a couple of point-blank looks. Carls has it now. Jelasic cutting. Pass was tipped. Jelasic and Johnson. First time we're calling Michaela Johnson's name today. She'll come and collect it. And the Pioneers still got 40 to go on the shot clock. Pioneers took a 1-0 lead. And Titans have come storming back with 2 in a row. We're 8 minutes in here on GoPows.com. Johnson cutting to her left. Could have taken a shot, did not. She'll get it to Jelasic now. Back to the cage. Inside, Hardin. The shot. We'll get a shooting space foul. Nope. We'll pause. Yeah, they're going to say Maggie Torres extended on Jelassic. I believe that was the call. And the sun comes out here in Waukesha, Wisconsin. It is loud. Jelassic crosses over. Player falls. She shoots! And a little goal celebration from Claire Jelassic, her first of the day. A little head fake there. Looked like she was about to pass. She went to the cage instead, and it's 2-2 here in Waukesha.
Pioneer goal scored by number 9, Clara Jelassic.
Jelassic's 30th of the season in what is going to be the 7th game. 22:40 to go here in the first half. Draw control. Almost overshot, but a good grab by Maggie Torres. She has 3 in a row on that far side. It's going to be Gleason. Rooney has Torres. Now that's going to be Elliott. She'll get it up to O'Malley. Cassandra Jones now. Defense. Emily Anderson crashes there. A little bit of an extension. Saw it before they called it. And it's going to be a free position for Landry Elliott, the 5'5" junior out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Winds up a dangerous follow-through, but an even better save by McDaniel. Emily Anderson was waiting. She's got some wheels. Sneaky with some speed there as number 16 gets right past the defender. They can't take it away from her, and she's into the offensive zone. We'll hand it off to Trina Harden. A lot of contact. We'll get a free position. And it will be Harden restarting. Emily Anderson comes off, takes a break. In comes Jurgensen. Give Anderson a breather after that sprint she had. Alyssa Sharp, front of the cage, the shot. Big save by the keeper. Johnson now, and Pioneers will get a reset of the shot clock. Esfelt lost it, will now control it again. It'll be Johnson. Johnson, oh, wild pass. Jenna May not able to control it. An unforced turnover. And Wesleyan will have a chance to clear here. Skyball pass, not controlled. And Colleen Corder now will come and take it. Rooney is defending her. Colleen lost it. She'll goose it ahead. And Colleen will get a card. Pioneers will be a woman down. They're going to say slashing on 14 Corder. Ball was on the ground. She went to whack it away from Rooney. Meanwhile, on Dennis Punch's track and field complex, looks like we got the mile going on maybe. I don't know. A lot of running between these two complexes here today. Glad none of us in the booth are doing any of that. Crossing, Rooney. Puts Harden on skates. Pioneer's going to be a woman down, going to need to go into a zone defense here. To the front of the cage, not going to give it to her. Pioneers need a lot of communication right here. Maggie Torres, and there's the goal. You had to see that one coming. That was Maldonado assisting to Cassandra Jones.
Titan goal scored by number 9, Cassandra Jones. She was assisted by number 11, Landry Elliott.
Pioneers were not only a woman down, Fanoff had come off, and Emily Anderson is still off. Johnson will now switch into the draw controls. The Pioneers really have not been able to have a draw control. They only have one on the day. It'll be Johnson with Jelassic and Carroll's waiting. O'Malley trying to win it, and O'Malley does win it. She just takes it herself, Bridget O'Malley. Oh, a beautiful pass. Maldonado, the shot, the score. It's a 4-2 lead for the Titans.
Titan goal scored by number 25, Brittany Maldonado. She was assisted by number 5, Bridget O'Malley.
Well, the draw controls are beating the Pioneers right now. It's a 5-1 draw control lead for the Titans, and it's a 4-2 lead on the scoreboard. Pioneers have had some really good offensive looks. Godfrey has just been there every single time. Getting some instruction from Coach Lindsay Keller was Maggie Torres. She'll come back out. It's going to be Johnson and O'Malley once again. Draw controlled by the Pioneers, and they'll get a chance to clear it into the offensive zone. They do, and they'll get 83 on the shot clock. Much better conditions than the last time the Pioneers were out, but nearly a week and a half between games. Harden to the front of the net. She goes right through the contact. Katrina Harden will have 2 on the day, cuts the lead to 1.
Pioneer goal scored by number 19, Katrina Harden.
Well, the Pioneers have been taking their time to set up shots. Katrina Harden was sick of that. She just wanted one. Beat her defender on the right side. Goal line extended to the front of the cage. The slide was too late. She fought through the contact, and she beat Godfrey for her second of the day. 20 minutes left here in the first half. Draw controlled to the Pioneers. They got O'Malley for using the body after that draw happened. Johnson going to bring it across. She is Carroll's trailing if she needs it. It'll be Scharf on the left side. May's going to cut. Scharf, a little bit of an extension. No call there. Carroll's, a good grab. Pass was a little high by Harden. Now Harden goes right around to the defender again. Give her a hat trick. Katrina Harden's got 3 and a tie game here in Waukesha, Wisconsin.
Pioneer goal scored by number 19, Katrina Harden. She was assisted by number 10, Courtney Carroll.
Courtney Carroll's with the assist. 3 shots, 3 goals for Katrina Harden. Lone source of offense for the Pioneers today. Meanwhile, we might be on our second to last lap behind us. I'm not keeping track. Draw control. Still loose. Carl's going to come away with it. Ahead to Jelasic. A little bit of a tip. She'll control it now. Could have been a stick in the sphere. Jelasic will have it now. Scharf, front of the cage. A lot of contact. Pioneers will come away with it and a chance to take the lead. Carls will settle the offense. And now it will be Johnson. Johnson looked off her defender. Scharf tried to get it inside. She'll now reset it. Back to Johnson. 56 left on the shot clock. Carls had her defender beat for a second. Will instead pull it back out. Johnson spinning to her left. Inside to Carls. Shot was tipped. Pioneers will try to control it, and they do. Good hustle by Harden and Jenna May. They were both there. Nice little give and go. And 30 seconds left. Shot clock does not reset. Jelasic. Nowhere to go. Back to the cage. She'll reset it. Jelasic hit the ground. Gets right back up. Now another body hits the ground. And we're going to get O'Malley right here. She might get a card. She will be sent off. And the Pioneers will have a woman up situation. Game between these two teams, no doubt, is going to be chippy, going to be physical. Pioneers fighting for their first win against the Titans in school history in women's lacrosse. Last year was the closest game they had played in 2019, a 14-7 win for the Titans. This one already much closer than that one was. Pioneers reach out of the shot clock. Johnson, good fake off. She'll go to the cage. Instead, Esfelt. Jelassic, the goal, beats the keeper on the left side. The bouncer, the feed from Zoe Esfelt, and the Pioneers regain the lead once again.
Pioneer goal scored by number 9, Clara Jelassic. She was assisted by number 30, Zoe Esfelt.
Well, this has definitely been the longest period of time that the Pioneers have had the ball in the offensive zone, and it started ever since they've made a switch on that draw. Johnson started taking the draws. They started controlling them with Jelassic and Carroll each scooping one apiece. It was 5-1 in draw control. It's now 5-4. Pioneers also with 6 ground balls compared to none for Illinois Wesleyan. Johnson was going for it, and she'll get a foul. Pioneers will get possession. Jelassic going to have a chance to bring it across and clear. Pass. Johnson can't control it. Loose ball. Wesleyan comes away with it. Good spin move there by Cassandra Jones. 5 Pioneers swarming on Jones. She loses it. And Zoe Esfelt will get called for a foul. Cassandra Jones was the committer, and it'll be Pioneer ball about 5 feet away from the offensive zone. We got a loose one. Good job by Carroll tracking that thing down. 17:20 to go here in the first half. Zoe Esfelt has a couple of Pioneer players just inside the offensive zone. She gets it off. Don't know what the call was there. They just gave possession to the Titans. All right. We'll keep playing. Clear is good for Illinois Wesleyan. That's Sarah Gleason being defended by Ariana Cullum. All alone was Maldonado. They'll give it to Maggie Torres. Nope. Instead, that goes all the way to Jones. Elliott tries to go cross field. She gets it off. Maggie Torres now. Front of the key. Good pass. Tip by Courtney Carles. Pioneers have possession. Carles will pull it back. Jurgensen now gives it off to Jelassic. She has numbers on the right side. She gives it off to Fanoff. Fanoff couldn't control it cleanly. She'll spin to her right. Tries to get it back to Jelassic, who will just have to come in, control the ground ball, and bring it across herself. She's across the 45, getting close to the offensive zone. Clear is good for the Pioneers. Oh, my goodness, an inch away from sneaking it away from Jelassic was Sarah Gleason. Almost having a panic attack here in the booth. Jelassic had no idea Gleason was up behind her. Carles, she'll pull it back out, reset the offense. Pioneers are no longer a woman up. A lot of contact, and we will get a call there. O'Malley was crashed a little too hard, and Johnson will have free position inside the 8. O'Malley going to tie her shoe. I'm assuming we'll get a pause of play here. 15:40 to go here in the first half. Shoes tied, free position to the Pioneers. Johnson with her chance to get her first of the day. Goes to the front of the cage, hits the ground. Carles will get a late call. Shooting space call. Carles will have an opportunity here. Courtney Carles with 15 goals on the season. 9 of them coming from free position. The speedster, number 10. Good shot, even better save by Godfrey. Right into the pocket that one went. Godfrey able to trap it, and Wesleyan will push the issue down the left side of the field. Ahead, almost tipped, but Maggie Torres, a great catch. She is Jelassic trailing. Brings the pocket over to the left side, to the front of the net. Big interception by Johnson. That was going to be a one-timing opportunity for Elliott. They'll get it to Carles now on the left side. Carles will take her time, get it off to Fanoff. She is Harden. Katrina Harden now, head of steam, 4 defenders all around her. Doesn't matter. She goes right past them all. Harden with 3 goals on 3 shots. She's been money on that right side when Anna Peters is defending her. Scharf to the front of the cage and having to fall on it. Didn't even look like Scharf wanted to shoot it. Just looked like it ended up coming out of her stick at the right time. Pass a little wild, but Maldonado will control it. We're halfway through the first. It's a 5-4 lead for the Pioneers. This thing has been going back and forth. We'll get a timeout. We'll go to Illinois Wesleyan. We'll take one as well, and we'll be right back on GoPows.com. And we're back on GoPows.com, the Carroll University Game Day Network. Griffin Eidelman, booth side, court side, booth side, field side here at Schneider Stadium. Dennis Punch's track and field complex behind us. A little update for all you Pioneer faithful. Pioneer women's softball up 1-0 down at Milliken today for a doubleheader. Pioneer men's baseball will have a doubleheader tomorrow, but play has resumed, and Emily Anderson is defending Sarah Gleason. I thought we had an interception there for a second. Maggie Torres now, crossfield pass, good grab by Cassandra Jones. Into the pocket of Torres. Johnson was there. She'll have to reset the offense. Working inside are both Maldonado and O'Malley. Pass went right past Jones. I thought that was about to go out. She's able to control it. Cutting and losing it. No foul. Nothing needed. It was a good stick by Carroll's that poked it free, and losing was Landry Elliott. Pass down the middle. Emily Anderson, a great catch and good pass by keeper Rebecca McDaniel. She'll spin. She'll get it to Jurgensen. Jurgensen lost it. Now coming and controlling it is Johnson. Clears some space and will reset. She has Anderson in the middle. That pass a mile high over the head of Fanoff. Pioneers will have a chance to reset on defense, though. It wasn't a straight interception. Troops are rallying to the front of the cage for Rebecca McDaniel, the keeper for the Pioneers. Now it's going to be Rooney. Coming to get it was Gleason. Back to Rooney, a little give and go, and stood up by Emily Anderson. And Jurgensen was there as well. Cutting, a good grab by O'Malley. She'll get shooting space. And it'll be free position for O'Malley. No, they'll give that to Jones. She doesn't even know who's taking it. It will be Cassandra Jones front of the cage. McDaniel, 8 meters away. She'll go shot. Off the post! Keeper's best friend comes into play there. Holds the 5-4 lead for the Pioneers. Dangerous pass. Stepping to it was Elliott. I think they're going to get Carroll's for an extension here. They'll reset her at the 12. Got to move your feet on defense there. Look for a cutter here. No, Elliott was just going to try to isolate. And we'll get another free position. Back-to-back calls going to the way of the Titans. They'll call it on Cullum. You're going to have Carls and Johnson crashing to the front of the cage. The shot and the score were all tied up at 5 here at Schneider Stadium.
Titan goal scored by number 11, Landry Elliott.
Colleen Corder going to sub back on. Meanwhile, in the offensive zone, Courtney Wright checked in for the Pioneers, the senior out of Taft High School in Chicago. We'll also see Lexi Kaltenberg. Meanwhile, we got, looks like the mile. I don't see a Pioneer uniform, so we won't pay attention to this one because we got a great game here at Schneider Stadium, all tied up at 5. Two of the best teams in the conference facing off right here. Clara Jelasic going for the draw control, couldn't field it cleanly, boxing her out, and coming away with it was Johnson, a dangerous play, and it will be called. Bridget O'Malley, nearly a stick in the smear, they gave it to her. Johnson trying to get it off to Carl. She'll just walk right into the offensive zone. And the Pioneers with their first possession in what feels like a while. They had a couple of unforced turnovers trying to clear it. Johnson will pull it back out. Scharf cutting. Defender stepping up. Shooting space, foul, and Scharf will have free position opportunity here. She'll be straight on, 8 meters out. A lot of noise down there from both benches. Scharf with a big opportunity here. Having the lead going into halftime would be huge. The shot and the save. Shot that one from about 8 meters out. Seeing it all the way was Godfrey. Oh, crossing over. A good move there. Jenny Hubbard. Pass was tipped. Maggie Torres spins away from the defender. Maldonado ahead to Gleason. And that's a clear for the Titans. Corder stepping up on defense. They have Elliott behind the cage. They give it to her. She's now GLE on the right side. Jones, Torres. Cradling. Good pass. How did that get through? Front of the cage and the goal. How did the Pioneers not get a stick on that all the way to the front of the goal? Bridget O'Malley had it the entire way. And now the Titans take a 1-goal lead. It's a game of runs here. It was 1-0 Pioneers. It was then 4-2 Titans, 5-4 Pioneers, and now the Titans have scored 2 in a row to take the lead once again. They now bring Clara Jelasic back in for the draw control with O'Malley. Goes to the right side. Jelasic got a stick on it. O'Malley chases it down, and she'll control it. Ever since O'Malley has started winning these draw controls again, the Titans offense has been working. Cullum stepping, forcing Gleason to go below the cage. They had 2 in front of the net there. Good step by Kaltenberg, not allowing Rooney to get a stick on that. Pass goes wide, waiting for it, calling for it is Scharf. Won't get to her. Jones chased it down. Torres on the left side. Rooney had to chase that one. Couple Pioneers stepping to the defense there. Rooney lost it. 55 on the shot clock. Below the cage is Gleason. Fan off there with her all the way. Cutting. Torres with speed, able to control it. Cutting. No one's on Jones. Looked like she had a foot in the circle there. Pass goes all the way over the top. Rooney, the shortest player on the field, barely getting a stick on it. We'll see who they call it on. Standing in disbelief is Courtney Carles. I mean, when you have someone as small as Rooney, it's easy to move her a little bit. Rooney checking in at 5'1" on the roster. She goes to the front of the cage, shoots it over, and we'll get another call. Oh, we'll see what the call is here. They're going to say Anderson follow through on Rooney, so another free position to the Titans. The official on the right side there barking orders. Rooney, front of the cage and the goal. A gifted goal to the Titans. After 2 calls go Rooney's way, it's 5-7 here in Waukesha.
Titan goal scored by number 15, Riley Rooney.
Pioneers have 11 shots on goal, only been able to convert on 5 of them. 6 saves for Godfrey. She's been excellent in net. McDaniel struggling a little bit, allowing 7 goals, only 2 saves. For Rebecca McDaniel, draw control to the Titans once again. Pioneers can't buy a draw control. It's going to be Elliott on the right side. Pioneers getting settled in defensively. This is probably the most time the Pioneers have ever spent on defense in a single half. Time of possession really being controlled by the Titans. Rooney, front of the cage. She's flopping out there. I mean, man, no call is made until she's looking around for one. They give it to her. We'll try to stay off the officials. We'll do our best. Rooney with another free position shot. She's going to be 8 away on the right side. She'll go front of the cage. Off the crossbar. O'Malley controlled it. Goalkeeper's best friend comes up big there. That thing hit the crossbar, hit the ground nearly at the line of the goal. And the Pioneers come away with the control. Jelasic gets it off to Katrina Harden. And these offensive players for the Pioneers got to be chomping at the bit. Pioneers haven't had a possession in what feels like 5 minutes. Carls will control it. And they got 65 left on the shot clock. It's going to be Scharf on the left side. Carls now. Give and go between the two. Carls can't get it back to Scharf. She'll give it to Jenna May. Katrina Harden now. Right side. She's had Anna Peters' numbers all day. She'll go to the front of the cage. The shot in the goal. Katrina Harden providing the Pioneers the spark they needed. She has 4.
Pioneer goal scored by number 19, Katrina Harden.
Katrina Harden moving into second place on the Pioneers and goals scored on the year with 19. Still trailing Clara Jelasic in her 31.
There's calling her Hurricane Katrina now.
It's going to be Jelasic on the draw control again. The Pioneers had success when Johnson was taking the draw. Don't know what made them switch back away from it. And Jelasic had it in the pocket, went out of the pocket. Possession to the Titans. Pioneers are going to need another 90 of defense. Rooney. If you're looking at free position shots, it's a 7-3 advantage to the Titans right now. If it continues to go that way, I mean, Titans have controlled the offensive possession, the time of possession. However, some of these calls Not going both ways, not going the Pioneers' way right now. Fanoff will pass that one off. Carl's will pressure. Pass almost goes wide. A good grab by Cassandra Jones. It'll be Rooney now setting it up. GLE cutting to the front. Emily Anderson's going to be issued a card. Check to the head. She'll go off. Pioneer's going to be a woman down once again. Both teams able to convert on their woman down opportunities. Maggie Torres will start this thing. It's going to be Elliott on the right side. Elliott controlling. Shot goes wide. It's going to stay with the Titans and a reset shot clock here. If the Pioneers could have gotten to that one first, would have been huge to regain possession. Cutting was Torres. Stepping is Jelassic. She strips it away, and Jelassic comes away with it. Going to get a foul on Torres, and Jelassic will control it now. Pioneers with a chance to clear. She has Carl's on the right side. Scharf comes into the defensive zone. Will get it, and Scharf is just going to run into that left corner. Puts on the brakes. A little spinaroo. Defenders in a blender. Scharf going all the way to the front of the cage. Why not? Pull it back out. Flips it to Johnson. And now the Pioneers will just try to kill this clock off. O'Malley's going to come and pressure. Scharf looks her off. Oh, Johnson thought, where was that pass going? Jelassic was standing right behind her. Good job to let that thing go. Jelassic has Johnson with her. Jelassic now just going to control it into the corner. She has Harden. She's staring down Harden. She has Johnson right behind her if she needs her. Why not? Jelassic's going to kill the entire 2 minutes off. It feels like Emily Anderson waiting down below. Pioneers with 30 on the shot clock. Pass goes wild. Good control by Johnson. Flips it to Jelassic. 25 left on the shot clock. Pioneers doing a great job killing this off. Harden below the cage. She'll go all the way around to the other side. Pioneers have 15 left on the shot clock. Might as well. You only need one shot to get that thing reset. Harden's got to do something here, though. 6, 5, and we'll get a foul. Not where you want to be. 12 meters away from the cage. You're just going to have somebody cut, try to get a one-timer here. And we might get a shot clock violation. We do. Pioneers got to hustle back on defense, though. Oh, Riley Rooney, how are they going to call a foul on that? Riley Rooney hit O'Malley in the face, and as Rooney and Carl's were both going for the ball, they'll call Carl's, give possession to Rooney. And now they have successfully cleared it, but good to see number 16, Emily Anderson, back out there. Pioneers kill that successfully. Rooney diving for the ball. It's going to go out of bounds. It'll be Pioneer possession. 5:30 to go in this first half. Pioneers going to have a clear attempt. Carl's taking her time getting this thing back started. She'll get it to Kaltenberg. Jelassic. No pressure. Keep going with it. Little check there. We will get a call. Jelassic said, I'll just keep going. Jelassic, little head fake on Rooney. Can't imagine Rooney's going to provide much defense to Jelassic as she spins right away from her. She has Johnson cutting to the cage. Johnson will back it back out. She'll get it to Zoe Esfelt, and the Pioneers will be able to set up the offense. They got 60 seconds to do it. We'll get a timeout. Pioneers. Coach Michael Hodge, the winningest coach in Carroll University women's lacrosse history, will take a timeout, and we'll be right back on GoPiles.com. Pioneers with possession, 60 seconds left on the shot clock, a chance to tie this one up. Johnson doesn't like what she sees. It's a 7-6 lead, 4:30 to go here in Waukesha. Meanwhile, on Dennis Punch's track and field complex, we got the final of the men's 60-meter hurdles. Johnson, nowhere to go with it. 34 seconds left, 30. Pioneers looking a little discombobulated here on offense, not having a shot in their last two possessions. Jelasic sets the screen. Johnson gets around everyone to the front of the cage. The goal! Johnson diving. Claire Jelasic set the screen, deserves an assist. It's going to go down as an unassisted goal. 4:08 to go. We got a tie ball game.
Number 24, Michaela Johnson.
Kayla Johnson kind of looked like, was that Wayne Gretzky who did that? Who did the Bobby Orr? Should have known. Blackhawks legend. Bruins? Yeah, that was 0 for 2. We won't talk about hockey anymore. We'll focus on the Pioneers being tied 7-7. The most amount of goals that they've scored against the Titans in the past couple of years was that 14-7 loss last year. Draw control is going to be Jelasic and O'Malley once again. Draw to O'Malley. O'Malley is so good on these draw controls. Rooney ahead. Now it's going to be Elliott. Pioneers need 80 seconds of good defense, and they'll have a chance to go into halftime with a lead. We talked about it before the game. Pioneers, the entire year outside of that Lewis game, have had a comfortable 5 to 7 goal lead going into the halftime of every single one of their games. How will they respond to the adversity today? Pass goes wide. Resetting it as Maggie Torres. Johnson read that the entire way, provided some pressure to Rooney. Now it's O'Malley. Sticking with her is Emily Anderson. And now Torres, front of the cage. And an easy goal there. How did that one get through? Thought they were about to call a interference there. She looked to be inside the circle, but instead she'll play on. Well, for a second, we were looking at the Pioneers playing takeaway there. I thought that ball was going to go straight into McDaniel's stick. Right next to her was Cullum. All the Pioneer defenders were looking for a crease violation. No crease violation. Goal is good. And draw. Oh, O'Malley getting a little lazy there maybe. She's gotten pretty much the last 4 draws. They now have a 10-6 lead due to the Titans. On the scoreboard, they have an 8-7 lead. Elliott, oh, looks off Kaltenberg. Good move, spinning now to the front of the cage. They're going to give Elliott a free shot. They're going to stick in the sphere. It's going to be Elliott. The lefty, cradling, shooting, save with the body, and the ball's in the crease. Good save, McDaniel. Pioneers needed a stop there. They get one. Now they got to clear it. McDaniel sidearms it. Kaltenberg. No one steps up. Might as well keep going with it, 22. She now has Carroll. She'll pass it off to Courtney Carls. Little hesitation. Gets right past her defender. Going to go all the way into the offensive zone. Rooney can't go that far. Carls knows it. And the Pioneers have a chance on offense to tie this thing back up. Jenna May, goal line extended. Cutting with Scharf, a little bit wild of a pass. Zoe Esfeld has to control this. Ground ball to 30. A big pickup there and an even better pass. No one is on Johnson. To Jelasic. Front of the cage. Flips it back to Harden. Harden, the shot. Nylon beats the keeper on the left side. It's an 8-8 ball game.
19 from
The Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane. 19 from the Hurricane
Harden. She was assisted by number 9, Clara Jalesic.
Illinois Wesleyan sub 25 back on for 23.
No, I'm texting Derek.
2-minute warning here. 8-8 ball game. 2:03 left to go in the first half. Huge goal there. Katrina Harden, 5 shots, 5 goals. Draw control, bouncing. No one can pick it up, and coming away with it is Cassandra Jones. Spinning, pass, almost a little too high for Rooney. Now she'll get it to Elliott, and they're able to advance it. Below the cage is Gleason. She is cutting. Maldonado won't give it to her. Pass goes wide. Not going to go all the way out. And Jones will have a chance to reset. 60 left on the shot clock. Pioneers settling back in on defense. Elliott. Reading that all the way was Johnson. Michaela Johnson going to come away with it. No call there. She very much got checked by Jones. And Torres is just shoving. Johnson once again. A great job by Michaela Johnson fighting for that after she initially lost possession. Emily Anderson with 50 ticks left on the clock. Pioneers have possession. Shot clock is dark. No rush to clear this thing. It'll be Carroll's, has to go low to pick that one up. She has Scharf, who beat all the Wesleyan defenders. A little hesitation. Rooney on the foul. Rooney's going to get sent off. Now, we learned last week that if the Pioneers don't score here, Rooney will still be off to start the second half. Cross-checking on Rooney. Officials writing her name down in the book. Not where you want to be with 40 seconds left and the Pioneers having possession. Carl's taking her time to recuperate. Good little shot to the kidneys. Never feels good. She has Scharf now. She'll get it to her. Scharf crossing over. Now it's going to be Johnson. Pioneers, 20 seconds left on the clock. Chance to set something up. Pass goes low. Harden has to keep it in using her legs. And the Pioneers give one away here with 20 seconds left on the clock. You have to imagine Illinois Wesleyan isn't going to try to force it. Godfrey holding on to it. She'll just let the clock run out, we have to assume. No need to throw this thing away. And we got an 8-8 game. It's going to be an exciting second half. Katrina Harden leading the Pioneers with 5 goals. Janae Godfrey being money in net for Illinois Wesleyan, keeping them in it. 6 saves for the Titans. We'll have the second half right here on GoPows.com. But until then, we got a little bit of a treat for you here. Stay tuned.
She's in love with who I am. Back in high school, I used to bust into the dance. Now I hit the FBO with duffels in my hands. I did have a zillion, 13 hours till I land. Had me out like a light.
To
in what would have been a very important draw control for the Pioneers. O'Malley comes away with it. Pioneers still a woman up in this situation with Rooney waiting on the side. 1 minute, and they'll release her. Welcome back in, GoPiles.com, Carroll University's Game Day Network. Griffin Eidelman up here in the booth. Field side of Schneider Stadium. A barn burner we got here for you. 8-8. Pioneers and Titans trading blows like a couple of heavyweights. Jones now controls it. Pioneers providing pressure, 30 meters away from the goal. You're a woman up. You want to take advantage. But they have not been able to force a turnover yet. Torres. Pass dropped. Pioneers with a chance. And they'll call Johnson on a foul. Torres will just restart. Gleason to Elliott. The two that play the most behind the cage. Pass just over the stick of Johnson. O'Malley thought about trying to bring it to the cage. Instead, she'll reset. 15 left to go, and finally a pass goes wide. It'll be Pioneer ball, but as we say that, Riley Rooney checks back in. Both teams at full strength. We're about 2 minutes into the second half. Scharf controlling. Alyssa Scharf been a little quiet on offense today. Almost loses it there. She'll successfully clear it. Going to get a foul called. I believe they're going to call that on number 14, Hannah Foley. She has Anderson right in the middle. Gets it to Carroll's, and the Pioneers able to clear successfully their first possession of the second half. Katrina Harden, 5 goals today. She's looking for a double hat trick. Or a double turkey, whatever you want to go with there. Scharf. Now controlling 12 meters out straight on. Carl's thought about getting it up to Harden. Pioneer offense did not look good the last few possessions of that second half outside of Katrina Harden's 5th goal. Front of the cage, spinning was Jenna May. Looked like she had the defender beat. Raskowski was on defense there. Floating it to Carl's. 20 seconds left in the shot clock. Beats her defender. She's going to go right side. Gets shoved from behind. O'Malley's putting her hands up. I didn't do anything. A clear shove on Carl's, and Courtney will be able to reset. It'll be on the right side. Free position opportunity. Carl's has 9 on the season. Looking for a 10th. We'll see if she can get it. Shot bounces wide. Scharf comes away with it. Shot clock does not reset. Pioneers have 10. Esfeld was in the front. Johnson just put one on cage into Godfrey's pocket, and the Titans will have a chance to clear it. Oh, good poke there by Jenna May, but instead coming away with it will be Kelly Carlson. She'll pass it ahead to Maldonado, and the clear attempt is good. A couple of really good looks there for the Pioneers. Couldn't get anything going. Controlling it now is Rooney. Anderson all over Rooney. Nowhere to go with it. She'll have to go below the cage to Gleason, around to Torres. Torres caught it with a head of steam. No one was even in the area of Torres. They're going to call one on Jurgensen. Torres and Carl's going to be head up on the left side. We'll see if Torres can do anything with it. Pass, cross field. Jelasic just takes it right away from Riley Rooney. She read that the entire way like a safety breaking on a crossing route. Jelasic, a lot of contact, and now she'll get a foul call. She'll keep playing, just weaving through the defense here. One white jersey in a sea of green, and the clear attempt is good. We got 70 seconds left in this offensive possession for the Pioneers. Scharf and Carl setting up the offense. Zoe Esfelt back to the net at the 8-meter mark. She'll set a screen for Jelasic. Jelasic can't get anything going there. This high screen has worked for the Pioneers. That was how Johnson was able to score after a high screen by Jelasic. Carls beats her defender, tosses it to Harden. Katrina Harden, no one steps to her. She'll go to the front of the cage. A foul and a big save by Godfrey. Pioneers will retain possession, get a fresh 90. They won't give her the foul. Instead, they'll give the Pioneers possession. Johnson puts her defender on skates to the front of the cage. Can't finish. A lot of contact. And we will get a foul. Oh, they might be calling a dangerous follow-through. We'll see. What is the discussion between these two officials? These officials have had quite a hand in the game so far today. Looking at free position shots, Illinois Wesleyan with 9, Carroll with just 4, and when you think it can't get any worse, Johnson is being sent off for a dangerous follow-through. Coach Hodge is not happy about that one. Understandable. I mean, if you look at most other categories, shots on goal, shots, ground balls, Pioneers are controlling this game. Carroll has forced 8 turnovers, but they can't seem to get the breaks that Illinois Wesleyan has, as Illinois Wesleyan will be a woman up. Jones with a little bit of pressure. Pass goes wide of everyone. Controlling that one is going to be Anna Peters. Maldonado collects a heater off the stick of Hannah Foley. O'Malley. Front of the cage. Big save, McDaniel. A lot of bodies near the crease. Cullum had came away with it. Maldonado. Carl's coming away with it is Elliott. Shot clock reset. A lot of bodies in front of the crease there. No call either way. And the Pioneers need another good 70 of good defense. Beating the keeper on the right side, Sarah Gleason. It's a 9-8 lead. First goal of the second half.
Titan goal scored by number 10, Sarah Gleason.
It's a 9-8 lead for the Titans. First goal of the second half either way. The one category the Pioneers can't seem to catch up in are these draw controls. It'll be Johnson taking it, ripping it away as O'Malley. Bodies hit the floor, and Riley Rooney comes away with it. Cullum, pass not completed to Gleason. She'll have to collect it now, and Ariana Cullum racing back on defense. Quarter meeting Gleason. Now to be Elliott. Crossing over. A dangerous pass. Luckily, Torres could not get a stick on it. And now Carl's. Maldonado faces her up. Oh, Maldonado gets put in a blender by Courtney Carls. The hesitation move sends Maldonado one way. Carl's able to reverse field. And Anderson has a chance to bring it off. She'll spin around looking for an offensive player. Cullum dropped it. A little bit of contact. Cullum will bring it in. Ariana Cullum, no one steps to her. She'll go to the front of the cage. Gets it to a cutting Jenna May. Can't hold on to it. Was 15. That was a great opportunity if Jenna May holds on to it. All alone is Riley Rooney and Sarah Gleason on this left side. Pioneers need to get some help over here. Anna Peters now spinning. Throws it back to the keeper. Godfrey has to scoop that one. Jones now. Cassandra fakes the pass. Scharf. A little bit of a defensive situation here. O'Malley gonna successfully clear it. Pass bounced to Torres, but Wesleyan will be able to set up on offense with 55 left on the shot clock. Maldonado gets met by 3 different Pioneer defenders. Emily Anderson steps to Godfrey. Elliott. No one has Maldonado cutting the cage. Pioneers are able to force it loose, and Courtney Carls will take off running. Carls fights through 3 defenders. Nowhere to go with it. She has to circle back. Gets mugged from behind. Cullum now comes in. And we will get a pushing foul on Maggie Torres. Cullum going to reverse field. She'll give it to Jelasic. Jelasic has to control it. 65 left on the shot clock here. Pioneers yet to have an offensive possession in these last 5 minutes. Jelassic just battling through. No whistle? Oh, there was a whistle. They got to give it to Clara. Official asking her to return to her spot as we speak. The shot clock has run down to 40. Clara just taking her time. No calls here. What is going on? 12:50. 21:50, excuse me. Jelassic has to fight through 3 defenders. A whole lot of contact. No calls being made. 25 seconds left on the shot clock, and the Pioneers just get settled on offense. Scharf will hand it off to Courtney Carroll on the far right side. Little hesitation. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Johnson. Pioneers got to do something to get a look here. She hands it off to Scharf. Scharf the bouncer. A lot of contact. Scharf hit the floor. Loose ball. Somebody goosed that thing. Now it's loose. Ground ball will come to Illinois Wesleyan. As Scharf took that shot, she took a cross check. There was no call made. And now we'll get a foul on the Pioneers. Give Titans possession with 21 minutes left in the second half. Anna Peters controls the long pass. Maldonado on the near side. Maldonado ahead and a deep pass all the way to Godfrey. She can't control it. Sarah Gleason, Ariana Cullum racing to it. Cullum gives her a taste of her own medicine, a little bit of a cross check there. No call. Gleason complaining, and Cullum wins possession. Ariana Cullum, a gritty defensive possession. Pass goes to no one. Front of the cage, big save, McDaniel. Pioneers dodge a bullet. McDaniel bailing out the defense after all that bad pass. Carl's just going to run past everyone. A lot of contact. Scary looking fall there by Courtney Carl's. A good catch by Jelassic. Pioneers will move it in the offensive zone. Jelassic fakes the pass. Front of the cage. Jenna May can't score. A good look, Jenna May. An even better pass by Claire Jelassic. Pioneers got to do something here on offense to get the ball past Godfrey. It's going to be Riley Rooney over to Cassandra Jones into the front. O'Malley. Good defense there by the Pioneers. McDaniels was out of the cage, D'ing up Gleason, and Gleason scoops it right out of bounds. And they'll call a foul on Cullum. There was absolutely no contact between Cullum and Gleason. A lot of confusion down on the field. The official wants to reset it to 43, the shot clock. I don't see how they give Gleason possession there. Cullum did not make any contact with her. Gleason celebrated like she scored after she got the foul call. And it'll be Titans possession. Goal line extended on the left side. Jones to Torres. Rooney cutting. Runs right around Courtney Carl's. You don't see that too often. Pioneers right where they needed to be to prevent Elliott. Torres, no one picked her up. Front of the cage. I fully expected a foul there. Nothing called. And McDaniel was able to make the save, and the Pioneers have some time now to set up the clear. Keep walking forward if you're McDaniel. She's barking instructions. McDaniel looking. No need to get rid of it just yet. Oh, thought about launching one to newly entered Janu Patel. Jelassic, good catch. That's a tough play to make, and Jelassic's just going to weave through defenders like we've seen before. Jelassic has numbers. The Pioneers could do something with this possession right away if they wanted to. She'll control it inside to Jenna May. A lot of contact just being run out, and a cross check on Julia Rezkowski. She ran her out 12 meters with her arms extended. Can't do that. Jenna May restarting it. We'll get it to Johnson. Johnson lost it for a second, but now you have a chance. You have 40 seconds left on the shot clock. Got to get a good look here if you're the Pioneers. Maybe a 1-2 screen up top with Johnson and Jelasic. That's exactly what they do. Scharf cutting. She had Jelasic on the pick and roll. Harden now. Left side. She'll go to the front of the cage. Katrina Harden get her 6th. Shot clock will reset. Long rebound out to Courtney Carroll. She'll get a ground ball. Pioneers will get a fresh 90. Patel, newly entered. She'll pull it out. Hand it off to Scharf. Scharf pass to Harden. They crash. Scharf cuts. Scharf, a lot of contact. She'll pull it out. A smart move there by number 2. Swinging for the fences was Maggie Torres. Not able to make any contact with Scharf's pocket. Pioneers will hold possession. We're approaching halfway through the second half. Carl's screen. The shot from deep. It was a good look. It was a good look. No one was in front of Carl's. Jelasic has it cutting. She'll spin back to her right side. She is Carl's now inside the 8. And we'll get a shooting space call. Courtney Carl's with another free possession opportunity here. Carl's cradling the shot, and she beats the keeper on the right side. It's a 9-9 ball game. Courtney Carl's with her first of the day gives the Pioneers a chance to take the lead off this next draw. 16:50 to go in the second half.
Scored by number 10, Courtney Carroll.
Johnson will come in and take the draw. Some of these key players, Carl's, Johnson, Jelasic on the other side. Riley Rooney, Jones, and O'Malley have yet to have a seat today. They've played all 45 minutes so far. This one's going to come down to the wire, and it may be whoever wins draw control last. And O'Malley wins it. Bridget O'Malley, so money on these draws. Far surprised they don't have a bigger margin. Her pass was deflected. Emily Anderson going to run away with it. She'll get free position off of a foul, spin away, right past the defender. Good pass inside to Johnson. Bouncing, and Carl's has a chance to chase it down. She won't be able to get there. Coach touched that a little bit early, if you ask me. Pass goes right over the head of Carl's, and a unforced turnover once again for the Pioneers. They're going to have to settle back in on defense. Troops rallying a little late are Carl's and Jones. O'Malley comes back as well, and they have Maggie Torres once again at the top of the key. Often forgot about. She's had a couple of good looks. Inside, O'Malley beats the keeper. Looks like it went nearly 5-hole past McDaniels. A slow bouncer, a good pass by Jones to O'Malley, and the Titans regain the lead just like that.
Titan goal scored by number 5, Bridget O'Malley. She was assisted by number 9, Cassandra Jones.
In comes for the first time today for the Pioneers, number 75, Erica Beckman. And into midfield is going to be number 16, Emily Anderson, who overran that one. Pioneers had that thing won, and now instead Jones will just weave through the defense. Good step there by all the defenders, force her to pass it back out. Gleason thought she lost it for a second. Now she'll bring it back to Maldonado. Intercepted by Michaela Johnson, and the Pioneers with a chance right here. And a smart timeout by Coach Michael Hodge. We're halfway through the second half. Pioneers got some work to do. 10-9 lead for the Titans. We'll be right back on GoPows.com. Back in on GoPows.com, the Carroll University Game Day Network. Thanks for joining us as the Pioneers have the offensive possession with 80 seconds left on the shot clock. They'll work it right into the offensive zone. Beautiful 1-2 screen by Johnson and Jelassic. You'd love to see that happening in the offensive zone. And as we say that, sharp front of the cage, right at the keeper. Pioneers got to start aiming for the pipes a little bit here. Are we going to get a shooting space foul? What is going on here? We'll see. Even 15 left on the clock. Just lucky that she was in the right place at the right time. Not really a save with the stick, but a save out of being where she needed to be. Harden, front of the cage. She'll shoot. Bounces, beats the keeper. A slow bouncer like we just saw on the other side. Goes right over the left shoulder of Janae Godfrey.
Pioneer goal scored by number 19, Katrina Harden.
Katrina Harden, 6th of the day.
24, Michaela Johnson.
We got a 10-10 ball game here, folks. Close game, the closest game that the Pioneers have played in their 5-game winning streak. Trying to make it 6 here today. Carroll's will check back in. She was out that entire possession. Beckman had checked into the game for them. Jelassic going to be taking the draw. And winning it again is deja vu. The entire booth up here is in bewilderment at the continued wins on the draw of O'Malley. Pass goes long. Jelassic fights for it. Torres comes away with it. They'll get Jelassic on a check. Torres will get the restart. Not a free position, just going to restart. Cullum, Jones, back to Torres. Right side of the cage. Good step by Fanoff. All over her. Fanoff not giving an inch to Elliott. She'll have to reverse field to Torres to Jones. Coming and getting it is Rooney. She'll spin. Cullum steps. Good pass, front of the cage. That's a goal 10 times out of 10. Oh, and no. We're getting a crease violation. Illinois Wesleyan is celebrating. Oh, they gave it to her. That definitely looked like the official was calling a crease violation. Goal is good. It's an 11-10 lead for the Titans.
Titan goal scored by number 10, Sarah Lisa. She was assisted by number 15, Riley Rooney.
Definitely looked like there could have been a lane violation there, crease violation. For all UNCAA fans, it's a 24-16 lead for Oregon State over Loyola Chicago, the Ramblers. Draw control. Pioneers have a chance to pick one up. They don't get it. Another draw control goes to the Titans, and it's easy to score goals the way the Titans do today when you're controlling the draw every single time. Pioneers right now down 12-6 in draw controls. Restarting. Carroll picks it off. Right place, right time. Crazy Legs going to go down the left side. And how about that? We don't see that very often. Riley Rooney catching up to Courtney Carroll, but she had Johnson waiting. Johnson gets it across. Trina Harden now. Been money on that right side. Anna Peters been having a bad day with Katrina Harden. Jelassic. They'll get Peters for the extension. Harden will get a restart from 12 meters out. Waiting for the official. He gives them the go-ahead. And it'll be Johnson to Carles. Johnson will set a screen for Carles. Cutting. Front of the cage. Scharf. Can't get a shot off. A lot of contact. It's got to be shooting space. Scharf couldn't even cock back with that one. And it will be a shooting space call. She'll go right side, free position. Alyssa Scharf looking for her first goal of the game. She's had 5 shots. It's about time she cashed in on one. She'll instead reset the offense. Johnson was cutting. Now Jenna May cutting. Carl's spinning. Nowhere to go with it. Pioneer still got 30 seconds left on the shot clock. Don't need to force anything right here, but a goal would be huge. Johnson, good cross up. The shot and a big save by Godfrey. All credit to Janae Godfrey today. She has shut out the Pioneers. 12 saves. Loose ball, Patel fighting for it, and a nice stick there by Maggie Torres. Emily Anderson, right place, right time, takes that one right away. She'll get checked, and she'll get free position. Scharf will bring that ball into the offensive zone, and the Pioneers will reset. She'll hand it off to Carles. Now Johnson. Jelassic having to play in Rachel Fordham's usual spot. Patel lost it. Still not able to control it. Now she has it. Gets contacted. Patel looking to give it off. She gives it off to Courtney Carles. Carles to Katrina Harden. Hesitation. Oh, hits the deck. Still maintains possession. Looks like the Globetrotters out there. Katrina Harden going down to one knee. They'll get an extension call on Anna Peters again. Now it's going to be Jelassic. Calling for some movement out of anyone. Seems like the Pioneers aren't really moving much without the ball. Scharf, a good look. Hits the deck. And yeah, we might get a flag there. Nope, they'll just give her free position. Deja vu, Alyssa Scharf was just here with free position. She pulled it out. But now there are 17 seconds left on the shot clock. We might see her try to rip one past Godfrey. A lot of space on that right side. Godfrey is a right-hand dominant keeper. Right over the left shoulder would be a good spot to shoot it. We'll see what she does here. She goes to the front of the cage. Lost it. But Carroll's came away with it. Right place, right time. The ball comes to Courtney Carroll serendipitously, and she is able to finish. 11-11.
Pioneer goal scored by number 10, Courtney Carroll.
Huge right place, right time. It's going to be Jelassic and O'Malley once again. (17-6) is the draw control lead for O'Malley. That one's high up. Jelassic controls it. No call. And the Pioneers have numbers. Jelassic running down the middle. She'll pull it back out. Looking for Zoe Esfeld. They'll get it to Katrina Harden. She'll go to the front of the cage. Pull it back out. Jelassic now. Now it'll be Carl's. Cutting is Johnson. Johnson. The shot and a big save by Godfrey. A great look. A good possession for the Pioneers. Maldonado throws it over the head and running to it. Missing it is Jurgensen fighting for it now, and she'll come away with it. The Pioneers will have possession. She'll spin. We'll get a foul on, I believe that was Elliott. Emily Anderson. She has teammates with her. She'll take it to the right side, though. Gleason just trying to bother her. Puts on the brakes, reverses field. She has Jurgensen. She also has Fanoff. Jurgensen now over to Fanoff. Oh, off the inside of the stick. Loose ball, and Carls comes away with it. The Pioneers dodge a bullet, able to convert the clear opportunity. 50 seconds left on the shot clock. 9:30 to go in this game. It'll be Johnson. Fakes using the screen. Fakes the pass. It'll be Scharf on the left side. Scharf defended by Hannah Foley. Katrina Harden right into the net of the keeper, and Harden forces a bad pass. Peters has to come and get it. Peters has it now. Back to Godfrey. Godfrey with 15 saves on the day. Save percentage over 500. Right through the middle. Jones, nowhere to go with it. Almost a pass too high for Maldonado. Instead, she'll get it to Elliott. Controlled on that right side, goal line extended. Below the cage is Gleason. Cutting was Rooney. No pass there. O'Malley. Torres. And now running the same play. No, spinning back the other way. Good move by Elliott. She had Jones. Not going to give it to her. Now it'll be Torres. Gets right past Cullum. Watch the 1-2 here. Pass was no good. That was a shot attempt turned into a pass, I should say. It went to Maldonado. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. 70 seconds of good defense for the Pioneers. They need 20 more. Johnson read that pass, provided some pressure to Rooney. Rooney nowhere to go with it. And they'll get a shooting space call on Carls. No, they'll say check to the head. She'll be sent off. Definitely looked more of a shooting space. Stick in the sphere, possibly even. Softball is leading right now. 2-1. They won. Pioneer women getting a conference win down in Milliken, the first of 2 today. Winning pitcher, Amanda. How many strikeouts did she have on the day? Probably double digits. Free position, going to be right side. That's Rooney. Speed, front of the cage, and a big save, McDaniel. Steps to the right side, and ground ball We'll see who it goes to. Should go to the Pioneers. It does. Fanoff and Jurgensen were both there. And now the Pioneers just got 90 seconds to kill here. McDaniel, nowhere to go with it, uses the crease to her advantage. Sidearm pass, scary pass. Jurgensen comes away with it. She gets it to Scharf, and Scharf has a little bit of green in front of her. Quickly closing are the Titans. Scharf reversing field once again, and just scoop passes it back to Jurgensen. They have Emily Anderson all alone here on the far side, and Anderson is going to be able to run a little bit. She's got a little bit more green in front of her. Riley Rooney is not stopping her. She'll just continue with the offensive possession. She has Katrina Harden on the right side, goal line extended. Katrina's going to retreat to the corner, kill out some clock. Anna Peters providing some pressure now. She's been called for a cross check multiple times, extending the arms. Looks like the arms are extended right there. And they're going to call it. 30 seconds left on this shot clock. She has Jenna May with her below there. And Katrina's not going to get rid of it if she doesn't have to. She has Johnson with her. She will give it off to Jonathan. 20 seconds left on the shot clock. Johnson going goal line extended below the cage. She has Scharf coming in late off of a substitution. Bad pass. Pioneers giving the ball right back to Wesleyan. Not a good move there. A little bit of a lazy play. And now Maldonado. And a lazy play the other way. A little uncharacteristic of these two teams. 2 straight unforced turnovers. Coming away with his Jurgensen. She loses it. She fights for possession. Will be called for a foul. And Carroll's waiting to run back in. Pioneers kill off the woman down situation. 11-11. 5:50 to go. Clipped as she was making the pass. Carroll's runs. Trying to get a ground ball, tries to keep it in. She won't be able to. This is the sloppiest minute of the entire game that we've seen here. And now the pass goes right out of Jones' stick. Johnson, right place, right time. Michaela, front of the cage, can't convert. Oh, and we'll get a foul, I believe. And we'll get a card, I believe. What is going on is right. Michaela Johnson, right place, right time. Even better, Zoe Esfelt, able to force that turnover. Ball comes to Johnson. Johnson had a great look. The call was on Julia Razkowski. We don't know. It looks like number 8 over there. I'm going to say I'm right on that one. 5:25 to go. Pioneers will get a fresh 90. Johnson's going to have a free position opportunity. Front of the cage. The shot. She converts. The Pioneers have a lead for the first time since 15 minutes to go in the first half. Free position goal, cashing in on the women up situation. Illinois Wesleyan's going to take a timeout. We'll take one here on GoPiles.com. It's going to be an exciting 5:21 to go here at Schneider Stadium. We'll be right back. One of the most important draws of the entire game. Jelassic needs this one. And coming in out of nowhere, Johnson almost steals it, but instead it'll come away to Jones. Cassandra Jones going down the right side. Emily Anderson going to step up on defense. The Pioneers need a 78 seconds of defense right here. They were able to do it last time, and McDaniel made one of the biggest saves of probably the entire game. That pass somehow gets inside to Jones. That pass goes right to Rooney. We'll get a call on Courtney Carroll's. Resetting, and it's going to be Riley Rooney. She's got the speed. She was the one that got to the front of the cage last time. Front of the cage right there. Beats the keeper on the right side to tie this one up at 12. Oh, and they're going to say no goal, a crease violation. Producer Adam all over it. Carls can't handle the pass. Oh, tipped off of an Illinois Wesleyan player, and it'll be Pioneer possession. Zoe Esfelt starting it, moving into the offensive zone. She's down the left alley. The Pioneers dodge a bullet on that crease violation by Riley Rooney. Jumping out of his seat was producer Adam. 4:20 left to go in this game. The Pioneers are 4 minutes away from their first victory over the Titans since rejoining the CCIW. Courtney Carls passing it over. Jenna May cutting with Scharf. Jenna May didn't have anything there. She'll reset it. Carls, tight defense. Johnson can't get a screen there. She was looking for a pick play. Instead, Carls, right side alley. A lot of contact. Bodies hit the floor. We'll get a blocking foul on Cassandra Jones. Courtney Carls. Crazy legs Carls with a free position right here on the right side. Restarts the shot. She beats the keeper. Gives the Pioneers a 2-goal lead.
Pioneer goal scored by number 10, Courtney Carroll.
It's a 13-11 lead for the Pioneers. 3:44 to go in this one. Courtney Carls has 2 goals on the day, 3 goals on the day, but these last 2 goals have come at the most important time. Couldn't ask for a better time to finish a hat trick, and couldn't ask for a better time for Godfrey to let in 3 straight shots. Draw control. Jelassic fighting for it. Still loose. Cassandra Jones comes away with it. High-powered offense of Illinois Wesleyan coming back the other way. The speed to Jones inside. McDaniel was nearly 3 yards out of the cage. She gets back. Pass inside. O'Malley loses it. Good step there by Jelassic to not allow a free pass. They're going to call Carls. Just a normal foul, no free position here. Pioneers getting a second to catch their breath and set up the defense. Modified zone defense here for the Pioneers. Slide to the right side. Trying to pass it. Nowhere to go with it was Elliott. A flip off. And now that's Maggie Torres cutting Cassandra Jones. Good step by Jurgensen on the left side. Cullum pressuring her the entire way. Goal line extended. Behind the cage. It's going to go out, and it's going to be Pioneer ball. 2:45 to go in this one. McDaniel controlling it now. Coltenberg. A lot of contact. She absorbs the contact. You're not stopping 22. And now we might get a penalty on 25. We'll get a restart. Coltenberg to Johnson. She has Jurgensen if she needs her. Oh, putting Torres on skates. Michaela Johnson. Oh, a great catch by Alyssa Scharf. That pass could have gone wide. It didn't. Scharf will go right into the offensive zone. Oh, and we will get Riley Rooney is going to be called for an offsides. Fanoff comes in for Coltenberg. A huge defensive possession there for Coltenberg and the Pioneers. And the Pioneers got a reset of the shot clock after that offsides. That's a huge call. That is a bad mental mistake by Rooney, just getting a little too excited, and almost a bad mistake by the Pioneers. Harden has to control that pass. She'll kill it off in the right corner. Her and Johnson will play a little 1-2 game. Johnson gets shoved out of bounds. They got to be careful so they don't go into a woman down situation to the Titans. 1:40 to go in this one. 55 left on the shot clock. Now it'll be Jelasic spinning. Backs herself into a defender, and now she'll hand it off to Johnson. Right back to Jelasic. 1-2 game. Why not? Jelasic cuts. She has Zoe Esfeld. She lost it, able to pick it back up. 30 seconds left on the shot clock. 1:20 to go in this half. Losing it, and Johnson saving it from going out of bounds, saving the possession. Jelasic, no one with her. Front of the cage, and a save by Godfrey. 60 seconds to go. We'll see if Godfrey, how far she comes out.
1 minute remaining in the game. 1 minute.
Zoe Esfeld almost gets a stick on it to intercept it, and now running with numbers. Maldonado lost it on the left side. She'll have to pick up the ground ball. And a big stick by Ariana Cullum. She pokes it free. Gleason, bouncing ball. McDaniel will knock it behind the cage. Riley Rooney will get a shooting space foul. Are they going to send off Carroll's? They're going to call Courtney Carroll's on a check to a head. That's a tough call to make. Carroll's second time being sent off. She's done for the day. 35 seconds left. The Pioneers need McDaniel right here. Biggest free position shot of the day. Riley Rooney, nowhere to go with it. Smothering defense. Cassandra Jones. Jelasic, ball is loose. Clara comes away with it. And they're going to call Fanoff on a cross check. They'll reset with 19 seconds left on the clock. It's going to be Jones. Somebody needs to mark up Maldonado on the inside. They have Riley Rooney. Now it's Elliott, right side, spinning the shot. Sticks on it. McDaniel's going to control it. And the Pioneers are going to round out the last 10 seconds. And the drought is over. Season series is now going to be 1-0. The Pioneers meet McDaniel on the far side of the field. It's a 13-11 win, powered behind Katrina Harden, 6 goals. Courtney Carles with 3. Schulist, athletic director Mike Schulist goes out to congratulate Coach Michael Hodge. The Pioneers picking up their first conference victory of the season, picking up their first victory over Illinois Wesleyan since rejoining the CCIW.
Illinois Wesleyan Titans 11.
Elation
For attending this afternoon.
for the Carroll University Pioneers.
And go Piles.
The next time you can catch them is on April 3rd. They'll be hosting another conference foe, Carthage College. Stay tuned for an exciting season for the Pioneers. 6 wins in a row, moving to 6-1 on the season. This one, a scary one down the line, but now we've gotten to see how the Pioneers do in these close games. Thanks for tuning in on GoPiles.com. Like we said, we'll have Carthage visiting the Pioneers on April 3rd. That'll be at 1 o'clock. Looking forward to seeing you then. And until then, Go Pios.